Good morning, good morning. We are gathering for coffee with Casper. Let's see where we are. There's Casper. He wants to say good morning. He already knows. Good morning, everybody. We're gathering. It's 8:28. We'll be at it in a couple minutes. We'll gong ourselves in. Good to see you this morning. Okay, now I need to get down so I can work on here. Get down, big boy. Okay. Well, there we go. We're already up. We're up and running. Isn't that wonderful? Yay, yay, yay. Good morning, good morning. About a minute to go. Let me know where you are. Good morning from McCall. All right. From McCall, Idaho. Is that Idaho? I believe it is. Good morning from beautiful Hollywood. All right. Some of the gang is gathering. Good morning, good morning. Dave from McCall, Loretta from McCall. All right, nice to see you guys. Yay, yay, yay. From Albuquerque, welcome. And North Carolina, and from Arizona. Here we are, we're popping on in. It's almost 8:30. We're gathering. Good for you guys. Good for you. Good morning also, Jeff from North Carolina. Two North Carolinians. Aloha from Honolulu. There's Miss Ann. Good to see you this morning. Yay. Fun, fun, fun. All right. There it is. It's 8:30. Let's gong ourselves in. Casper, come up, say goodbye. Casper, come here. Say hi. Quick, one more time. It's coming up. Coming up. There's Casper. Here's the coffee. We're going to gong ourselves in, and we're just going to spend this 20 mountains over here, too. See a mountain down here? Okay. All right. Everybody down. All right. Here we go. All right, everybody, let's take a deep breath in. Without the sound, One more time. Let your energy rise into your heart center. Relax the shoulders. And just give ourselves this permission to spend this 20 minutes together, looking to see how we might bring more light, more love, more joy, more peace, more poise, more grace. Not only into our lives, but into the lives of everybody who touches our lives. And that's what we came here to do. And I appreciate you being a light worker. You're watching Coffee with Casper. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. And this is an exciting time in human condition. The cultural anthropologist Gene Houston says, everybody thinks that the time they were alive was the best time to be alive. But Gene says this is the best time to be alive. Well, and it is. It's because we've talked about it here before. It's because we're at the dawning of a new era. And what we think, or what we used to think, or what I think, what I thought way back when you have all that youth juice, I thought it was all going to happen really quick, and we would see really quickly, and we'd see the dominoes of an awakened world happening. But that is happening. It's happening because of you, because of the millions of us that are now consciously aware of the unity of all life, of the interconnection of all things, and that in fact all things emerge from one thing, one life force, one energy, one truth belonging to all people. Now, what is different is how much of it we're aware of. Just a story just popped into my mind. You might remember the story of the guru, and I remind you as I tell the story, a mantra is something that you read. Good morning from Oahu, another Oahuan, Hawaiian. All right, nice to see you. Good morning from New Hampshire. All right, nice to see you. Good morning from Texas. My Lord, good morning from Oregon. Boy, we're all over the place today. Yay. Anyway, I remind you that a mantra, which is something that we use in meditation, it's a word or phrase that you repeat over and over again, and that opens you. And as I have shared with you many times, my mantra in meditation is I am. I am without an object. Not I am this, not I am that, just I am. And you dwell on the infiniteness of what it is to actually be one with the one, yeah? Well, anyway, so this is a story of the guru who'd been up in the mountains for years and years in his cave and dwelling and praying and doing his thing, and he gets a word from inside. His own intuition tells him he needs to go in to be with the people now. So he goes into New Delhi, and he's being guided around because they all knew he was a spiritual giant, and they're guiding him around. And of course, after they've shown him all of the sights and they've been here and there, and one of the guides asked the guru, did he notice all of the poverty? And the guru said, yes, I noticed all of the poverty. And the guide says, well, what'd you think of all of the poverty? And the guru looks and he says, wrong mantra. And now again, what we know, it's not just words, it's everything you think, say, do, and feel, and act upon. All of those things together, the wholeness of your being, is creating your consciousness, and your consciousness, according to the law of the circle, is reflecting back to you. Energy in, energy out, right? And so what we think about comes about, where my attention goes, my energy flows, and what we know is that we establish habits and attitudes behind all of that, and those are actively working on our consciousness all the time. And so we're in a big shift in the human condition because the world is waking up, and we are disrupting these patterns, these dangerous patterns that no longer serve us. Patterns of selfishness, patterns of greed, patterns of violence, patterns of war. Those patterns are no longer sustainable, and there's enough people on the planet who can see that war is not the answer. And of course, we're holding our consciousness even now, in the midst of this Olympic moment that we're in. We're holding our consciousness for peace in the Ukraine, and peace among the neighbors in that part of the world. Certainly in all of Europe, we need to be, as light workers, remembering the light is far more powerful than these outdated patterns that are no longer of service. And yes, because they've been in place, miscreations have been in place for eons of time, when we change them in the unseen, the light workers begin to bring light into the world. You and I seeking to bring more light, more love, more joy, more wisdom. As we say over and over and again, good and more good is mine. Seeking to be an avenue through which we are using the light, which is far more powerful than any archaic patterns. And we keep bringing more and more light into our own lives and into the lives of those who touch us. Good morning. Good morning from San Diego. Good morning from South Carolina. Well, we got South Carolina and North Carolina and Hawaii. My goodness. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So here's the deal. What is the Olympics? The Olympics is something that has also been going on for eons of time. And it's the time when everybody puts aside their differences to focus on excellence, and to bring excellence forward from every nation in the world, right? That's the idea. And that focus, which is now taking place, gives us an opportunity to see if we can put our differences aside to play sports, then we could put our differences aside to find solutions to all the world's global problems. And that is, of course, what is happening as the light workers have children that are light workers, and their children are now light workers, and this consciousness of unity is being taught and being brought forth. And then coupled with the idea that each one of us has a unique gifts. I mean, not just one, but we have a unique combination of gifts, which is ours to bring to the world. In other words, the way you bring light, the way you practice kindness, the way you work on your affirmations and your prayers, and the way you work on your stillness and the drawing in from the infinite. This is all something that you have developed over time, and it's something that certainly in the United States, Americans don't like the word discipline, and yet we know that it is discipline and practice. You know, the wonderful old joke, what's the best way to get to Carnegie Hall? And the answer is practice, 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 right? So we've been practicing. We're practicing working on establishing habits that are healthy. We're working on establishing attitudes that are positive. We're working on transmuting discordant situations and bringing forth love and joy and peace wherever we can. We're looking to be a presence, a beneficial presence everywhere we go in our lives. And this is why I call you, I love you, I am so grateful for you, because I know that it's light workers in the world that are bringing forth this other good, this new good that's coming into the planet. And there are thousands of us, and we are finding ways to connect. This is Coffee with Casper. This is just one of many authentic, genuine places where universal truth is being taught, where people are being reminded of their authority, their power to move the light in the world, to move the light within them in the world so that it brings benefit to everyone who touches the arena of our experience. And we do this through our meditations and through our affirmative prayers. And this is establishing a much greater good than we've ever known before. So this work is very, very important. And gathering and connecting. It's like bringing candles together. We bring more and more candles, we got more and more light. And we're causing the lighthouse that is this inner self, this I am presence that everyone has, to become more and more active in our lives. And that's where we go back to this word discipline. And I love the interpretation of discipline is disciple line, right? If I'm going to be a disciple of an idea, what is the idea and what is the discipline that I'm going to bring to that line? And the answer to that question is the I am presence is your guiding light. Everyone's I am presence, their soul nature, the real nature of their own being. The soul has two faces. You remember Meister Eckhart's line from the 12th century. The soul has two faces. One is gazing at the glory of God, right? And the other is directing the senses. And the glory of God is so big, we need that personal guidance in order to know how to understand it, how to commune with it, how to be with it, and how to be led by it. And that's the disciple line. When we begin to listen to what used to be called the still small voice, which is the inner guidance mechanism of your soul, the I am presence itself, we begin to listen to it, we begin to attune to it, and then we begin to follow it. And that step by step is bringing us more good into our own lives. And as we are becoming enlightened, we then can help other people get more light or use more light, because everyone's given the same amount of light. Again, the only difference is not anything to do with anything special about anybody. It has to do with your awareness. Your awareness makes it look like you are special. And there's nothing wrong, because there's two ways of seeing it. Nobody is special or everybody is special. And of course, what I believe is everybody is special. And it's revealing that special, that uniqueness, that wonderfulness about our own selves to ourselves by following that presence, that disciple line, listening to the guidance, tuning into the guidance, and then following that guidance in areas, in every area that you need support in health, in wealth, in love, and in the fulfillment of your purpose. You came from the light to bring light into the world, and how the way you do that is your unique self, is your unique beingness, and the way you find that path is by tuning in to that presence and listening and following. And that's the disciple line, following that line that the guidance of your soul is always giving you, that you may comfortably live your life and fulfill your purpose. Yes? So here it is. What we know then is that if this Olympic moment is lots of people are turning and letting go of differences and focusing on the beauty of the human body and its capabilities and what it can do through all kinds of sports and activities, and seeing that excellence rise up into the world. And now, if we then bring to that same focus that we are all united, that we're all one people, that all nations and all borders and all boundaries and all ideas of separation can be dissolved. If we can put them aside for 2 weeks in the Olympics, we can certainly do it in the rest of our world. And now, light workers like you and me, who are networking together and working together to bring our lives into purpose, and then through bringing our lives into purpose, being the light that shines and guides others into their purpose. not selling anything, only giving from that place of divine love, from the place of divine forgiveness, forgiving humanity for all its indiscretions, and forgiving ourselves for any of our own, and forgiving each personally in our lives. I cancel the expectations and I return to love. So this is a dynamic time to be working on your forgiveness consciousness, to be working on your guidance consciousness, and to be working on that wonderful question. You know, if you say, well, I don't know how to access the guidance, well, we go back to the from Northern California. Welcome, welcome. Northern California, Southern California, we're all over the place. And around the world. You're watching Coffee with Casper. All we ask you to do, if you get anything beneficial from our time together, is simply share the video, put it on your links, click on YouTube, follow me on YouTube, follow Coffee with Casper. Click on these links that are connecting people. We are reaching thousands of people just by connecting in our little gathering here with Coffee with Casper, yes? And it was just 20 minutes to focus on how I might bring more of myself, ooh, I got bumps with that, more of my divine self, this I am presence, into the world to make it visible. And so making it visible is what I came here to do. I am the light of the world. You say that, each one of us. I am the light of the world, and I know how to share that light, because light loves to share. That's what it does. It just shines, right? And so we're just letting it go. We're moving into forgiveness consciousness so that we're clear, that we're just being an instrument of light and love, and we just keep forgiving, cancel the expectations, and return to love, and return to love, and return to love. And the energies are from on high, from every dimension. You know, your etheric body, your mental body, your spiritual body, every dimension is working with you, and therefore whatever your thoughts are about angels and archangels and all the beings of light that are helping in the other dimensions, you can make room for all of it. You can make room for all of it because you are one with the one. You are one with the light. You are an instrument of that light. You can use that light to heal, to cleanse, to renew, to revitalize everything about your life, that you become more and more alive, awake, and in tune. Yeah? Today is the day the one has made, the law of the circle has given to me, and I am making the choices to be rejoiced and glad in it. And to take that joy and that love and that kindness and share it everywhere in my world. And that's a great possibility. Very good. Fancy Ray is with us from Minneapolis. Good to see you today, my brother. Good to see you. So here's again. What we know is that we are dismantling obsolete paradigms. They look like they're holding in place, and we just keep shining the light of peace, the light of harmony, the light of love. We're certainly sharing that all across Europe, that this new level of peace can move through all of the major challenges in the human condition. As we're dissolving these obsolete paradigms, we're relying on the light, we're being an instrument of that light, and it's showing up in the very simple form of our lives as love and kindness. And so what is mine to do? The answer to that question is yours, is to pay attention to how you are being. How are you being in the world? Remember we asked in the big timeout. We're seeing also today here in California, the news is they're going to take the mask mandates away in the soon, very soon. So we're moving through the fear. We are using the intelligence of humankind, the intelligence of the divine, the intelligence of all to dissolve this disease, to return it to the nothingness from which it came, this virus, and figuring out as one humanity how to move forward. If we can all take a time out because the pandemic went around the world, we can all reset, and from that reset we can begin to monitor how we are being in the world. How are you being today? And are you being the person that you want to be in the world? And if not, what do you have to do? What adjustments do you have to make in order to be the person you want to be in the world, right? And again, we've been saying, well, what's the best way to do that? Well, as the Dalai Lama, as a great universalist teacher, says, my religion is kindness. Let's begin there. Let's start being kind everywhere we can be. Let's turn off our reaction machine and react to everything out of fear. Fear is necessary. It keeps you safe, but it's not where you're supposed to dwell all the time. You're supposed to dwell on the light and the love and the joy, and share that light and love and joy and your victories, and bring forth victories, and share that you've been following this I am presence. I've been listening to this disciple line, and I'm following it, and it's creating good, and that good is creating more good, and I don't do it to get good back, but the law of the circle brings it back. The more I beget good, the more good that is begotten unto me. And that's how we do it. Simply and easily and gracefully claiming our unity with the light and bringing that light into the world in every and all circumstances. And doing what is yours to do. If you're looking for the guidance, you say, what is mine to do? And simply know and keep following that guidance of what is mine to do. And then you'll know how to step in every room, in every situation, in every group, in every encounter. Because you are one with the one, and that I am presence, which is the very presence of love and joy and wisdom and peace and poise and power, is guiding you. This is Coffee with Casper. If you've had anything beneficial move through your conscious today, share the video. Tell people about Coffee with Casper. Get them to join us, and let's be one of the places, the beacons of light in the world that is transforming humanity into the promised age. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. You are something special. Who you are is something special. Your practice this week makes a difference in the world. So I celebrate your good, I celebrate your life, and I thank you for being with us. And until we meet again, I invite you to go in the light, as the light, and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. I'm Harry Morgan Moses, and we'll see you next week on Coffee with Casper. Come on up, Casper. Come on up, say goodbye. Attaboy, attaboy, there he is. All the way up, attaboy. All right, we love you, bless you. Have a great and wonderful week. Until then, bye for now.